Welcome for another trying to send my message and it's not going out. I there it goes. Finally. Okay. Hi, and welcome to Coming Into Being. So this is our time to be and to just take that moment, whether it's the beginning of the day, the end of your day, or even the middle of your day, to just take a break from thinking, from doing, from activity, from action, and just come in that place where you can connect with yourself. So this is why we do this, to provide that space. And today we're just going to simply go in and really just allow ourselves to be. So if you join in, just please do stop by and say hi, because it's always nice to see who's showing up and make it a little bit more interactive. But anyway, so as you come into this place of your environment, your space, so take a moment to just take in your space and feeling yourself in that space. So the space is around you. Usually we go by so fast, we see something and we're projecting ourselves over to whatever it is. Really allow yourself to come into your body and notice the space from around yourself. And so the space, that includes physical items, it includes sounds. It might include, feeling the breeze if you're in an area where there's a breeze blowing by or air blowing through. You might notice the taste in your mouth. And take a moment to smell, to pay attention to what you're smelling. Some of us are more sensitive to smells and pick up smells very quickly. And sometimes that might be a sense that you don't pay attention to much. And so just take some deep breaths and pay attention to the smell there that's coming through for you. So that really brings you into your physical environment, and this space, this moment, this space. Hey, Marlou. And let it sink in, really. It's like this is where you are, right here, right now. This time, this moment, and this space. So to really come into this space, noticing your environment, of course, but noticing you, your physical being, your physical body, right here. And even kind of like, sometimes that helps to just kind of do a little bit of squeeze massage just to really anchor that in a little bit more. And then notice your breath. Hey, Cherie, come on in. The door's opened. The meditation is on. Yes. And letting yourself, as you're aware of your environment, just start noticing you're sitting in your environment, looking around you, and becoming even more aware of your physical body, maybe noticing what you're sitting on, noticing your breath. And if you slow your mind down enough and slow the breath down enough, those two go hand in hand. You're taking some deeper breaths and breathing out the mouth too. That's a nice little release, kind of breathing in through your nose and out through the breath. Holding it at the top. And then exhaling through the mouth. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. And feeling yourself just kind of that slowing down, settling in, settling down. noticing what you're sitting on, and just kind of playing a little game with yourself of seeing how much of this information you can be aware of kind of at the same time. So what you're hearing, what you're seeing, the taste in your mouth, the smells of the air where you are, and feeling the clothes on your body. If you don't have any clothes on, feeling maybe the air on your skin. Cover all the grounds here. And what you're sitting on, what you're standing on, and see how much of that information you can you can kind of hold on to and pay attention to all at once. Yeah. And coming out of that headspace, coming out of that thinking or that figuring out or whatever it is that's going on in the mind. Yeah. Releasing that. And coming into that core of your being, really into the center of your being, finding that center. And just keep breathing into that. Just allowing everything else to just fall away, fall off, dissolve. And keep following your breath in and out. And if you are inclined to, every so often, you might want to just take a nice deep breath in, hold it, release. If you're having trouble breathing, you might kind of exhale out completely. All the way, just keep pushing that air all the way out. And the breath, just let the breath do its thing, and just come right back in. You can even close your eyes, keeping that awareness on everything, as much of that information as you can, coming through all your senses. Allowing yourself to come more into center, the center of you. Yeah, some of you are kind of wiggling back and forth to be in that center, and that's okay. That's just where you're at right this moment. So you might kind of feel a little bit of, it might show up as like kind of hardness, like around, like almost like you've got a little capsule of hardness around, not all, not necessarily your whole body, but certain areas. Yeah, there you go. And coming into that breath, keeping your awareness on the breath and the movement of your body. Just kind of allowing everything else to, again, just melt away, just for this moment, and just for right now. You can go back to whatever it was before, whatever it was, to in a minute, wherever you were at before and that you need to get back to. And just allowing that to drift away, drift off for right now, drift off with the breeze, with the wind, if there's wind around you. Maybe if it's raining, just allowing that to just kind of wash away for right now. Letting your muscles relax just a little bit more with every exhale. Just feeling that releasing just a little bit more. Just like you're drifting off into a really nice sleep. It could be in a hammock. It could be just on your bed with your favorite pillow, where you can just let go of everything. Everything except just being here, being now, present. And as you relax the physiology with the breath, even the nervous system, everything's slowing down, relaxing, coming into a more natural rhythm. Yeah, just all that riffraff energy just shifting, clearing away from the head so the head can just, the brain, the mind can just take a break. And realign itself to that deeper state of being. And when we realign ourselves to that deeper state of being, we connect to the deeper truth of existence. Not all the human stuff, the really deeper truth of existence. Not necessarily what we believe to be true. Keyword believe. What we think we know is true. But that deeper truth that applies to everything, everywhere, all the time. No exceptions. No, because this is what feels comfortable to me. Or this is the right thing to do. But we have to let ourselves kind of chill. Hey, Kayla, good to see you. You're here. Yeah, you're late, but you're here. So that's all that matters. Being here now. So to really tap into that, we have to let ourselves relax, come into a deeper space and at some level within us, we have to relax. So sometimes we can achieve that even if our muscles are tense, but internally we have to have that relaxation and to really be able to access deeper truth of existence. Our brain has to relax out of its usual patterning and and because that patterning is usually from stress, from anxiety, from control, or trying to control. So all these kind of connect up with abuse, fear. And so it's not, the brain is following that pattern because it's being pushed into like these certain pathways that are created by that fear, that need to control, or that need to know everything. So focusing on that breath. Ah, there we go. There's some nice patterning that's shifting out of the brain there for people. Very nice. And it's the kind of patterning, well, the way it shows up for me is this very rigid, it's kind of these, very rigid structures. And when we let go of that, so like it's happening now, then coming into that deeper state of being, of peace, of that deep inner peace. And coming into this moment even more. We can't be in the past, we can't be in the future, we can only be in the present. Because this is where our physical bodies are. And when our thoughts go into someone, towards someone else, into the past, towards the future, we're like here and we're pulling one way or the other. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining. Come on in. We're just having a chill session, so good to see you. Yeah, just coming into your breath. So kind of catch you up with everybody, coming into your breath, allowing yourself to really take a deep breath in, hold it, and just let it out, just releasing it out. Yeah. And keep focusing on that breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you breathe out, allowing yourself to just let whatever's going on or what's going on just out. Anything, any kind of stress, any thoughts, because right here, right now, your only thought, just awareness on your breath. Now, giving yourself that spa time for being. It's like when you go to the spa and you just let yourself just get taken care of, or get into that hot tub or that sauna. Maybe it's the beach. Maybe it's just lying in the beach when you just allow yourself to just relax deeply, let go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And doesn't that feel really good? Yeah, the meditation retreats, I remember when I first started going to them, it was like, wow, this is like the best vacation ever. Just coming into that deep state of being and just being with yourself. Every time we do that, even if it's just taking a minute in your time, set a timer and just allow yourself to come into your breath, become aware of your present moment environment through all your senses. Even just a minute of that throughout your day. Give yourself that little break. Wow, very nice. If you have any question, Elisa, we'll take a little bit of time. It's kind of nice at the end. So far, the people that I know are here. I'm a little bit more familiar with with what I do, and yeah, just feel that awe coming through, and that inhale, and just even say it or just kind of feel it, really feel it, just that ah on the out breath. Yeah. Shut down. Shut down was kind of nice because for 2 years everybody was slowing down to this rate. How things have gotten busy, a lot of different ways. So we've kind of forgotten what that was like. It's so easy to forget. It's so easy to get caught up in just that rush of life, of human life. So this is the time for just being. Feel that smoothness, that ease that starts to really be noticeable when we allow ourselves to get into this chill state. It feels like that, just that perfect chill state of just being. Oh, very nice. Well, you can keep on going from when you start, from that 1 minute. Well, do it for 1 minute for a while, then stretch yourself a little bit. See if you can do like at least 2 minutes. Do it up to 5. Even if you have a busy day, that 1 minute or that 5 minutes can be tremendous to just kind of reorient yourself, get into that alignment with the sound effects. And then when you move back into whatever you were doing, then things kind of will click in better. You'll be more present, clear in the mind. Kind of flow through more easily. Even if it's something difficult, it'll just like be able to have that centering is really important. And it's important whether things are difficult. So that's when we tend to focus on it, because we kind of get aware. It's like, oh my God, I'm really off when things are difficult. But it's really good and it's important to do when things feel fine. Because what can happen is that we get lazy. When things are feeling fine, we can get lazy, and then we start just kind of wafting in all directions. So it's just as important, whatever is happening. If it's something difficult, if it's something that's challenging, but something that is also positive, that's joyous, that we enjoy, really being present with that. At least it kind of feels like you kind of clear up and then you get kind of pulled off. But that's typical. We all kind of go through that place. So it's like you get to kind of a start getting to that nice relaxed place, and there's it's a little bit of a worry kind of pattern. Um, kind of, so your mind kind of cycles back into that because it's a feels like it's a habit. So um, let me know if that sounds right for you. So, and that's okay. We all go through that. We all have these patterns that, one pattern or another, where we just kind of keep coming back to it. So it's like, we try to get out of it and kind of come back. It loops us back because it's so ingrained in our system. We've been doing it for so long. Yeah. And that's okay. Every time we notice that we've come back into a pattern, so this is good for all of us here. We all have our little spots where we kind of cycle back because we're so in the habit of something, so ingrained in us that it's without even thinking, we've already moved into that pattern. And that's okay. We do that. Next time you notice you're doing that again, so like, okay, yep, let's come back to here. And you can just and you can literally talk to yourself. That helps a lot. Just kind of like, no, okay, now let's come back and focus just for right now, just for a minute. Let's just kind of take a break from that. Just to be fresher when we go back into it, if that's what you need to hear, just to give yourself that break. And every time you do that, you build up the ability and the strength and the stability inside of you to come into it more easily and come into it for longer. You know, it's like you're giving yourself a workout. When you first learn to ride a bicycle, you don't just get on the bicycle and boom, you're going. It's like boom, falling over, boom, falling over, boom, falling over, boom, falling over, until you're not falling over quite so much. And slowly it builds up and it becomes easier to balance. And then we even start having fun by like letting go of the handlebars as we're going down, as we're like flying down, or even as the bike is standing still, to just kind of pick our feet up to just see if we could just hold that bike just straight up. Just feel that moment where it's straight up before it starts to tilt one way or the other. It's the same thing. So again, let's take a nice deep breath in, everybody together. Holding it at the top. And if you already got into the exhale, just do it on the next breath in. Hold it, and then exhale through your mouth. And feel that ah just coming in as you breathe out. Yeah, very nice. Well, that's a good good way to just come into that, okay, completion of, whether you do this for a minute, 20 minutes, hour, whatever. Come into that place of shifting out into whatever the next thing is. Really acknowledging where you've been, just acknowledging that state of being for yourself. Pulling in that full breath, holding it, and then exhaling. Feeling that ah, yeah, very nice. Yeah. So if you have any questions, Elisa, you can type it in if you're not asleep. And yeah, how's everybody doing here? So some other folks on. We are so Lisa, I do this on a weekly basis. I haven't been announcing. Been busy with a lot of stuff, but every Wednesday, so it's 9 p.m. Central European Time and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know where you are, and if you're out in if you're out in Australia, New Zealand, you have to figure that out on your own because I still haven't figured that one out. Um, and just providing that space for people to just kind of take that little chill time, you know, beginning, middle, end of the day, doesn't matter. It's always good to take. We've got our Pure Life Infusion series masterclass that has started, and man, I'm just blown away. Actually, we focused on the feminine last month. This month we're focusing on the masculine, and wow, that was a really powerful, uh, lovely space. I said my parents' dead center energies. Yeah, the holiday like that. It's fabulous. Yeah, good, Sherry. Um, yeah, we're doing the masculine, and just an amazing session. I think a couple of you are on that, so comment in um, on your on what you're finding for yourself there. But very powerful session, going way beyond what we usually associate with the masculine, feminine. You know, we always think like either the human roles, the human aspects of that, the human expressions of that, and even sometimes we'll go deeper, maybe into archetypes and stuff. But this is going way beyond all that. Um, so we've started that, and that's on Mondays. So that's been really good. And also, we have our second Sunday of the month. We have our anchor group meetup, and so we're just meeting. I facilitate just a clearing for everybody. Then we connect. Let's see, Kayla, Pure Life Infusion sessions are amazing. Yeah, uh, it's amazing. Deep clearing from the start. Yeah, and this one in particular, it's like every time it's like, oh, really, is this gonna getting even more amazing? It seems like each time, but yeah, this has been. I was just amazed at what we were clearing because I wasn't expecting that on the masculine around the masculine. So that's been really good. Yeah, and I am being kind of nudged in the direction of doing a full moon meditation for masculine and feminine. So that'll be interesting. No, that's not set yet, but it's coming up real soon. Real soon. So Lisa, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and post there, or if not, that's fine too. I just want to make sure I give you that space and that time. Everybody else here knows me. Sheree, also, if you have any thoughts. So it's good. It's good to take that time. I really enjoy kind of just doing this for people and providing that space because it's fun for me too. Quite honestly, I enjoy doing it. But giving ourselves that time to just chill, be uh, is good. So, any other thoughts from anybody, or a quick question even? I'm open to that. And if not, we'll just call it a day, and we'll we can always do this again next week. Same time, same place. This is like you go to the massage, you get your massage. So this is your being massage, massage time. Okay, looks like everybody's doing pretty good. So, oh, there we go. Here's long. I guess there's a little delay, so a long, long ways off. Okay, curious what your take on the manifesting piece that is coming through for me is about. Oh, come on, Kayla. My thoughts are manifesting right away, and I'm wondering if this is astrologically related. Oh, that's a okay. So that's an interesting kind of piece to it. Well, here's the thing with astrology. I mean, astrology is the planets, so the planets are always around us, and uh, it's sort of like we have these. So when we're born, we just have kind of this relationship with the planets. We're coming into physical form at a particular time, and the planets on Earth. Because this is physical density here. This is where we come into the physical, and so the planets are around us, and coming in from that deep space, um, deep space of spirit as we're coming through. So we have these planets, the patterns of the planets that we come through. It's funny. I'm getting this image, and it's like coming in through space. This spirit space, and we come into physical space, which it includes the planets, includes the Earth, includes a lot of things out there, and here the planets are set in a certain position. They're doing a certain thing, a certain dance at that time as we come in and come into to form to that conception. And actually, it's really that moment of conception that really is the beginning of that. So I think if you get a really good person, they'd be who's really tuned in. They could actually come into that, figure out that um, from when your time of conception. The time of birth is when you make kind of that official coming out into the world thing. So that's another kind of important piece. So those will play into your life. It's sort of like you have this relationship that you have with each of these planets. It might not be conscious, but your spirit does. So um, they're going to be pulling you in a certain way in certain directions throughout your life. So relative to your question, Kayla, what I see happening with you is that you've been progressively getting into this deeper, clearer space for yourself, you know. And as we do that, then we get into that place where, uh, I mean, thoughts are, there's that whole thing about thoughts being that you manifest through your thoughts. It's that vibration of that thought that is going out. And what's happening with you is that's happening when you hit those really clear, it's like these crystal clear kind of alignment with yourself. Um, uh, so is that astrologically related? Not that association. It's like, well, it's because of the, yeah, God, I'm gonna say something that sounds like it's countering two things. Um, so it's not because the astrological alignments, but what's happening is you're becoming crystal clear. So you're hitting those moments of crystal clarity and alignment with yourself into that deep aspect. The planets are supporting that, but it's at that deeper level. It's really that sort of like you get that pure channel of you and no distortions, none of this going weaving back and forth and breaking out of it, coming back in, and boom, it happens. So I hope that makes sense. For me, I'm really trying to stop trying to control everything. That super ingrained habit. Yes, yes. We all go through that. So we all have those habits. Yeah, that little worry pattern was, yeah, that was kind of coming through, and so you might not feel it as worry, but if it's not worry that you're feeling, it's a similar thing. But worry and control. I mean, if you're not worried about something, then you don't need to control it, kind of thing. Um, wow, yeah, and that makes you tighten up. Everything just tightens up. There's so it really comes down to trusting your heart, and your heart being not the emotional heart, but that heart, that heart space that's really about that pure expression of that pure expression of you, so it's your spirit. So trusting yourself, I think, is the big piece for you around that control. And it's really, yeah, it's really hard to it's like you're so afraid you're going to mess up. And can you really trust that you'll be able to? And mess up might not be the right way to say it, but um, that you're just gonna go off, and it's like, So can you trust yourself and really come into this space? It really it just feels like there's been a lot of protection. You've done a lot of protecting of your heart. Does that make sense, Sheree? And Kayla, does that make sense for you too? Exactly. Yeah. So breathe. So just like right now, let's just take a minute. I'll look at yours, Kayla, in a minute. But so everybody can do this because this is a big piece for all of us, for humans. To come into this place of really trusting ourselves, because nothing we really learn growing up really supports that. There's too many things that get into too many beliefs, too many attitudes, too many. It's supposed to be that way. So just put your hand on your heart, just for that contact, that physical contact, to help anchor your awareness into that space. And just so you don't have to dive into that, because I can feel like you start to go in there and there just feels like there's a lot there, a lot of emotional stuff. It's like you got to kind of go through these layers. And just when you kind of start to feel into that, just kind of easily breathe into that. And just allow yourself to notice whatever's coming up, and just notice it. And if there's emotional expression that comes up, just let that come through. Keep your hand on your heart. And, there's struggle, but that's all right. There's fear, that's okay. That's okay. Just want to, you can think of like these different pieces as, that's like a little kid. It's like you just want to be acknowledged. Just want to say, okay, yeah, I see you there. Yep, I see that you're there. I notice that. I'm noticing you. I can see you. And that's all you need to do. And that part of you, so we can kind of look at it that way too, is that part of you that feels that doesn't feel like it needs to yell so loudly. So just kind of, yeah. And already that should feel a little bit lighter. There's still a bit, and that needs to come through. Feels like there's still some stuff around family that you kind of just need to work through. And there's a lot of ways to do that. I mean, certainly doing a session, but also things you can do for yourself of, like allowing things that will allow that expression to come through you. So you can think about that. How can I just give myself that space and just allow uh, all the stuff that's here to come out, to just be. It's like it happened, and all that you were able to do in the moment was just kind of stuff it and just hold it in for whatever reason. So see if that makes sense to you. Kayla, that makes a lot of sense, and I feel that piece about getting crystal clear and the planets just supporting that. Thanks for your perspective. Yeah, yeah, that was kind of a interesting little piece there. And I really like that visual, guys, like just coming out through the ethers and into density, and then you're as your spirit is coming through into that density, heading towards Earth to land on Earth, and there are the planets, and it's like, oh, coming, kind of locking into that physical time. Yeah, it does. Yeah, good. Okay, good, Shira. Good, Shira. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and if I can be of assistance for you in a session, I think you know where you'd find me. It's my website for those of you who don't know, unboundandfree.com. So you can take a look at the services. I also have frequency audios on there that people have found very useful. Um, all right. Well, good. Anything else? Anything else for anybody? We'll just wrap it up here. Hey, you're welcome, Shuri. That's nice to have you pop in, pop by. Okay, I have to let the lag. I think there's a little bit of the time it takes to get from you to me. Marianne's sessions have helped me so much. Highly recommended. Yeah, you've done some good work in sessions. Absolutely. So thank you for that, and glad they've helped you. Okay. Well, I think we're going to call it a night. I'll see you in the ethers next Wednesday. If you want to come by next Wednesday, set my reminder. I really like these meditations. Yeah, good. I Thanks, Marianne. Yeah, thanks you, Marlou, and everybody for stopping by. And I will be adding Instagram soon. I just have to the time it takes me to get coordinated to do all that. So coming to Instagram soon again. Yeah. So glad they're nice. Glad you guys enjoyed that. I'm enjoying them. So all right. So take care, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. And uh, next week, same Wednesdays. So the next Wednesday at again 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and whatever time it is for you. And yeah, check out Ply. I don't if it's of interest, but there's information on my website on my services. So Ply is Pure Life Fusion's masterclass series. Yay, more fun. And also, if you're interested in joining our monthly anchor point, you know, just you can email me at customer@unboundedandfree.com. Or if you have just any question, feel free to email in. All right. Good to see everybody. Take care and see you next time in the ethers, wherever we meet up.